Hello, my name is Emily Leggett. I'm the teen librarian at the Tewksbury Public Library, and today we're going to make winter trees. All right, so this is an easy way to make some cool decorations for around your house. First, you're going to need liquid starch. It doesn't matter what kind, what brand, as long as you have liquid starch. How much is dependent on how much yarn you're going to use, which is how big your tree will be. If you got a kit from the library, I actually used a very generous amount here, so you won't need that much. You're also going to get a foam cone and the yarn you would like to use. Once again, the size of both of those and how much you'll need will depend on how big of a tree you would like to make. The next step is to cut your yarn. If you're not sure how much you're going to use, you can wrap it around the cone, make a tree design you like, and then cut it there so you know for sure. You will have to take it off the cone, but you'll at least know how much yarn you need. Don't forget, you can always add more if you need to. So another important part right here, you may want to put on gloves just so you don't get the liquid starch on your hands. So after that, you're going to take the yarn that you've cut and put it in the liquid starch. You really want to squish it in so it is soaked. You will dry it a little bit or squinch it out before you use it, but you really want to make sure in this first step it is covered. Hello, Emily of the future here, because I learned some things. In this next step, you're going to see me wrap the yarn just around the cone. I would suggest putting a saran wrap or some sort of wrap down first to make it easier to remove and less likely to break when you do remove it. Unfortunately, this is something I learned firsthand, so mine might not be as pretty as yours at the end. So as you'll see, I am going to get that excess liquid starch off of the yarn. And then it's time to start wrapping it on your tree. So I put one piece down and then wrap the other pieces of yarn around it so it holds that starter piece down. How you do this, how much you wrap it around, is entirely up to you. Something that may happen to you, which is about to happen to me, is that the yarn started to knot in the bowl. So I went through and really squeezed it all out and separated everything. See, that's the knot. It's not a great time. That's fine. You may want to have a paper towel underneath you. So as you'll see, I'm going to move the yarn that I separate to the side so it won't get on your table, but not a requirement. I didn't do it here. You just really want to make sure you get that extra starch out of that yarn. So I found the other end of my yarn and really went through to make sure there were no extra knots. Once again, this is a helpful reminder. Make sure you have paper towels nearby. As you can see, I am getting liquid starch all over this table. So this is where I found the knot and noticed that I would need to pull everything through to get it back. Sometimes that can be difficult with gloves on. Just take your time. Now that I've gotten it separated, I can continue wrapping my yarn around this cone to make the tree that I would like as a decoration. Again, you can do straight up and down, crisscross, however you would like to do this. I try to make sure there's not a lot of white space on my tree because I want it to look like a solid decoration. However, you can absolutely do that and make sure it has more gaps. That is up to you. You can design it however you would like. You can also do this without yarn. You can do it with twine or string. It just depends on how absorbent it will be with the liquid starch. And of course, you can do any color and add designs afterwards. The end of this isn't as important to be tucked in as the beginning, but you can, if you would like to, you can wrap it under another piece of yarn. All right, this is the easiest step. You are going to leave this tree overnight. You can clean up and get rid of any of your supplies. You will not need it unless you want to keep making more trees. Otherwise, you're going to leave that tree overnight. And then in the morning, once your yarn is hardened, and for sure hardened, you want to make sure it is pretty solid, you are going to remove that cone from underneath and you will have your tree decoration. Again, as I've said, you can add glitter on top. You can add stickers, you can decorate it in whatever way you want. You can leave it exactly how it is. This is a simple way to make really cute decorations that you can have up all winter. You could do fall colors, you could make something more summery, or you could even give them as gifts. As a reminder, mine looks a little bit funky because I didn't put the wrap underneath on the cone, but also if you did do that, if you get something like a knife, like a dull knife that can go underneath and pop it off, you also should be okay with that. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we would love to see what you made, especially if yours looks really cool, if you added some extra designs, or if you didn't break yours like I did. We are happy to see them on social media, or you can email them to us. And as a reminder, you can check out all of our events at tewksburypl.org. Thank you.